Hey guys, welcome back to the show. My name's Ty, and this is Total Disclosure presented by Pop Culture Corner. As always, we want to start this video with saying, welcome everyone, and we are so happy to have you. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the show across social media, and subscribe for more content like this. And keep your eyes on the sky. Let us know if you see anything, because we'd be happy to take a look. Today, we're going to be talking about the 2004 U.S.S. Nimitz encounter with the Tic-Tac UFO. Now, I've been watching this story since the beginning, since the New York Times came out with their 2017 article that the Pentagon basically had been monitoring UFOs even after the close of Project Blue Book, when they had denied it for so many years. I've been in touch with people in the community and amongst the community, and have gathered other things that aren't so clear yet. That's including talking to people like Kevin Day, who are part of the story that we're about to share, as well as people from other aspects like Skinwalker Ranch and other entities around the country. So it's been real fun to kind of dive into this subject and kind of explore it a little bit further. I used to just kind of think about it myself or talk to it with a friend, but since I have this platform, at least a small one at the start, it's something I did want to start having that discussion with. As the stigma slowly fades away, the conversation can become more scientific and more based on the scientific method, to be honest. That's what we really need in this with this phenomena, is to be able to apply the scientific method. But with that stigma, it's been really complicated to do that because you're looked at a certain way, or if you say certain things, people look sideways at you, or God forbid you have a position in the government, you want to keep that position, you start going around talking about UFOs, you're going to have yourself quite a few issues. So let's start talking about the case in November of 2014, when Top Gun pilots tangled with this tic-tac shaped UFO that's self-described by the fighter pilots themselves, concurrent and confirmed with the radar operators, from the U.S.S. Princeton. So they described this, terrifying but exciting, inexplicable, encounter with this craft. So it began as just a routine training exercise that they were running off 100 miles off the coast of San Diego. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it would soon, at least for the pilots, it would soon become one of the most intense moments of their lives. But later they'd find out that the radar operators had been tracking these things for 4 to 5 days beforehand. Over, in Kevin Day's words, quote, over 100 contacts, and it was raining UFOs. The unique thing about these that he identified early on, was that they were flying at an altitude that was just way too high, and they were flying way too slow. Any man-made craft, or with wings, or anything that was built by us, publicly as of right now, if it was flying that high, that slow, it would fall out of the sky, with our current understanding of physics. But these things would drop to the surface of the ocean and then pop back up to 30,000 feet. So, I mean, that's alone in itself is crazy. So Kevin Day, goes to the skipper or the admiral and says, I think we should intercept one of these things. And the admiral goes, yep, let's do it. And he's like, yeah, hell yeah. Commander Fravor and his wingman just so happened to be the ones on, they were up in a 2v2 versus the Marine Corps over the Pacific Ocean, 100 miles off of San Diego coast. So they call the pilots, the fighter jets, who are flying the top of American, aircraft, right? The A-18 Super Hornets. These at the time are, and still now, just with, upgraded, electronics and other things like that. But this is one of the best, fighter jets. This is one of the best planes that you can fly in human history as of right now, or to date. This is still one of the amazing aircraft that there are. So, they're flying. They get called for real world vector, which, they scrap the training and they re-vector them. So they put them on a target and they head to that target. Now, the radar operator calls merge plot. Now, merge plot happens when the radar can no longer separate the vessel that you are in as the good guy, or the one that's tracking something, with the object that you're tracking, right? Because the radar can only see so far. When you think about it, it makes perfect sense. So they call merge plot. But Commander Fravor and his wingman both don't see anything. So they start looking around out their, aircraft windows, and looking down, they see something coming out of the water. Now, something below the water and something right above the water, or at least, the way they explain it, it's tough to know if it came out of the water or something stayed in the water and this came out, or was it being, intelligently controlled from below the surface of the ocean. This would not, be uncommon to things that we've heard in the past with USOs and, things that can do transmedium travel. So transmedium travel is when you can go from the air to the water and back out again, out into space. So that's one of Lou Elizondo and their team from To the Stars Academy. That's one of their 5 observables, we'll call them, of UFOs, along with high G speed, high G acceleration, rapid movements, turns, etc., so on, things like that. So, Commander Fravor sees this thing, this 40-foot white, smooth, no rivets, no wings, no windows. There's nothing. It's a 40-foot Tic-Tac with no, any means of human hands have ever touched this thing. So they see it, and they're like, "What the is that thing? What is that?" And it's maneuvering. It's doing maneuvers that they've never even seen before. So Commander Fravor wants to get a better look. He dives down. The other pilot stays high for a tactical advantage. Now, she is under the assumption that she is about to witness, a horror show, that Commander Fravor was going to get in a dogfight with this thing, and, it was going to take him out. But it notices that he is there. It is very present, that and knows that Commander Fravor has now been, or locked on to him. So this craft starts actively, well, what they would later say, it was actively jamming. So actively jamming radar instead of passively. So passively and actively, suppressing radar are 2 different things. If you actively jam radar, it is technically an act of war. Passively would be if your craft was like a stealth fighter and it flies and it's just naturally invisible, and just passively you just happen not to see it. But if you're actively jamming a signal after someone is locking onto you, that is considered an act of war. So, we'll get to the real, nitty gritty of it, but just as a point of concern, right, for our national security. Commander Fravor says now that this thing starts mirroring his abilities and flight patterns, right? So at one point it stops, turns, and comes over the nose of his plane, and just shoom, and it's gone. And then, he gets a call from the radar operator, and says, that thing just showed up at your cap point. So your cap point is where they were supposed to meet up with the Marines. That was the training zone. How would this craft know where that their cap point was? It was intelligently being controlled. Now, Kevin Day explains it that he lost them off his radar going towards Guadalupe Island. Now, that's where they lost them, but they didn't actively pursue them. Commander Fravor's jet comes back to the aircraft. Another one goes out, and that's the video that we see. That's the pilot who caught the video that the Pentagon released, where the Tic-Tac leaves, like scrams through. Later on, another ship off the East Coast would take the other 2 videos that the Pentagon released, 10 to 15 years apart. So, we've been seeing these things for a long time. Our military has been encountering these craft for many years. They've been going up and virtually outdoing us on every single level that you can be outperformed on for at least the last 20 years. Just by these by these 3 videos that the Pentagon released, we can deduce that for at least the past 25 years, 20 years, our military has been encountering these things. actively all the time. We need to stand up and take this seriously as a society, or we are going to find ourselves very far behind. I guarantee you the Chinese, the Russians, they all take it seriously. And they just don't talk about it, because whoever cracks this code, if this is real or not, or that's already really been, I only say that for everybody else, but guys, this is real. It's happening right now, literally right now, somewhere. That's the crazy part to think about. They are everywhere. They're here. We just need to wake up to it. Guys, make sure to like, share, subscribe, become a member if you want to support the channel. And don't forget, if you're a YouTuber, a new YouTuber, a new podcaster, you should try TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a great tool. I use it along with another software, but TubeBuddy integrates seamlessly with your YouTube. You can buy a membership for $4.99 a month. It's nothing, and it helps you with SEO. It helps you with titling. It helps you with so many things that it's just such a great tool for podcasters and YouTubers alike. If you like that analytic side and you want to know more about how you can, have your videos reach a greater and broader audience. So it's such a fun tool. Definitely get it now. Use our code POP or click the link in the description below. Guys, we will see you next time on Total Disclosure.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing! It's rotated. Nickel 6-1 Tango, Roger, Roger. Hey, got it! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting.